12 weeks going on 13 and amazing results. Like I think we're around 14 pounds down and 12 inches just off your midsection alone, which is unreal.
Crazy. It's crazy. It really is. I think I told you I had to measure 3 times the other day because I did. It was like, I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah, when you told me that. And then just like you've made steady progress the whole time and haven't let any obstacles hold you back. So if I can start at the beginning, like what had you tried in the past? Like had you tried other things to lose weight or
like honestly, I've tried so much, and I've done Whole30, and I think like when you talk about how you do it something the first time and then you try it again, how the results are so different. Like the first time I did Whole30, I lost like 27 pounds in a month, and then I tried it again last September and lost 0. So so it's like I've even gone so much as to here in Arizona, they have a place called Red Mountain Weight Loss. And you go and like literally you can lose up to 30 pounds in a month. It's like one of those, get
that's crazy
skinny quick. And so I did that, and you literally take medication even, to lose weight. And
wow.
You can only eat meat and like a handful of vegetables. And so it's like really, really, really low, eating.
Calories,
and so
yeah.
it's not sustainable at all. I mean, in the past, I had tried personal trainers, but you get like the workouts, but you don't get the nutrition aspect of it, right? So anyway, so I've definitely been down a lot of roads that have failed, or the way I've lost the weight, and it's come back because nobody tells you what to do to sustain it, or even doing those things forever. It's just not going to work. Because you can't, unless you're just never hungry. And I could eat I can eat. I like to eat a lot.
So like before you reached out to me, like how were you feeling? Did you have something else on your mind that you're like, well, maybe I'll try this, or maybe I'll try this, or did you just feel like what made you reach out, I guess?
Yeah. So what was happening is that I had tried Whole30 again in September, right? Because I'm like, just made up my mind. I'm like, I need to eat healthy again, blah, blah, blah. And so I did that. And then I wanted to start being more active. And so I was like hiking on the weekends with my friend. We would, go hiking every Saturday. And then I told you this, I bought a spin bike. So I bought that. So I was doing, spinning 5 days a week, and hiking, just all cardio. And it had been 2 months straight that I was doing this. Like, even after I did the September Whole30, like I was trying, to still like eat basically the same way and whatnot. And the weirdest thing is that the friend that you went to high school with, Alina, was amazing. Anyways, she's really into health and fitness and stuff too, and I've seen her through a lot of journeys as well. And so I had actually told her, can I talk to you? And so I told her, I'm like, I'm just so frustrated. Like, I've lost 0 pounds. I've been eating like a bird, and I've been working out like crazy, and literally I don't know what else to do, but I'm so frustrated. And she's like, you need to follow my friend. And so it literally happened just like that. I followed you. And then I think like it was that day I reached out to you. And I was,
let's talk.
Let's talk. We need to talk. And I needed a plan. I mean, the other thing too is that there's so much stuff out there. I mean, just on Facebook and Instagram alone, there's so much stuff, so many ads, so many things, do this and you'll lose weight, do that. We'll send you your free book. It's so confusing for me. I'm like, what do I do? What's right? And also like long-term and healthy, because losing 30 pounds, obviously, I mean, it sounds amazing in a month, but it's really not good for your body either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I reached out to you. And we, like I said, I mean, we connected really quickly, and I started working with you I think it was like the following week I had started my plan with you.
Yeah. And honestly, like you had just been through it all. So
yeah.
Those clients who like have literally seen things not work in the past, and I feel like they're just like, let's do this. Like, I've got a solution for you. And you're like, I'm ready for it. You were,
I
I
really was.
yeah, you're just, and I love that. You just like dove in, and that's one of the reasons I feel like you've been so successful.
Thank you.
As, you know, and you didn't
Yeah.
wait, because I should mention, like when you started the program, I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks in, and then you went away for 2 weeks to like out of state, away from your home, hotel room for 1 whole week, relatives for another whole week.
Yeah. And I didn't miss one workout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling you, I brought my weights with me. Well, I asked you which ones I should bring, like the most relevant, you know, because I didn't want to pack a suitcase full of, well, I didn't care because I was flying Southwest. So I was like, I can totally bring everything. And you're like, no, just bring one.
Yeah. We'll plan this. So it's more
practical. Exactly.
But like some people would have let that be like, oh, I'll just wait till after this vacation. I'll just wait till after the holidays. And if you're going to make it work, like the big takeaway is like, if you're going to make it work, you have to make it work through the travel, through the holidays. And I mean, what did you expect from the program when you joined? Like, what did you expect the 12-week coaching to be like?
I mean, honestly, like I had, like I said, just started following you. And I mean, I was doing the stuff that you have on the group site, you know, as far as like the habits, like the drinking water, like, you know, do that. And then, you know, put in here that you did it today, that kind of stuff. And that was just, like I said, for a short amount of time because I did start working with you so quickly. But I didn't know like 100% what to expect, but I was just really hoping for some good direction, you know. And when me and you did meet and I learned more about your program, I mean, the thing that I loved the most was that it wasn't just one thing. It was, okay, I'm going to teach you how to, you know, also eat properly and how to work out properly, right? And so, I mean, that to me was like, yeah, I need you. Like, I need you right now. So
yeah.
So yeah.
So did you notice, like, once you started the program, did it feel different from things that you had tried in the past?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can tell you, like, for me personally, the thing that I love the absolute most is that, number one, you have a daily schedule, which to me is amazing, right? Because I mean, so many people are so used to their calendars and stuff at work, like I am, right? I mean, we basically live off of those. So for me, it was another thing like, okay, this is what I have today. And when you check it off, it feels amazing because you're like, yeah, I did it. And when you don't check something off, you're like, okay, you know, I'll do it on my off day or whatnot. But
totally.
For me, that just works so well. And the other thing that really works is that it's not everything on day one. Every other thing that I've done or started, that's it. Like you start day one, it's everything. It's, you don't goof up, you don't have a cookie, you don't have a piece of bread, you know, that type of stuff. But with this, it's so nice because you start off like with one thing at a time and you slowly just start building and building upon those things. And even like, you know, with diet and stuff, I mean, the great thing about it is that, you know, even like talking to you, because I mean, in the beginning, like I'm a sweet freak. I love sugar. And so, you know, it's like, okay, I really want that cupcake, you know, type of thing. And you're like, okay, you know, if you really want it, have it.
Yeah.
And you know, have a glass of water first, you know, take a little walk, you know,
make
kind of
sure
do
you really
thing.
Want it.
Yeah. But if you still want it, have it. And so, you know, I'd make sure it fit in my calories. But then as I've gone along the way, I really started learning that I don't want it anymore. And
which might sound crazy to like, if you're watching and that sounds crazy and you feel like you can't stop yourself from eating 2 cupcakes or 5 cupcakes, whatever it is. But once you sort of reflect on it more and just become
it almost becomes a normal not doing it. It's like, it's the normal. It's so weird because like right now, like my daughter bought cookies and some mousse cups in the fridge. I have like no desire to even eat those things, you know, and I'm not saying I'm perfect because trust me, I still have some dark chocolate. I do, you know,
and if you really wanted one, you would have one and enjoy it too. You wouldn't do the thing where we have one and then we feel, you know, we beat ourselves up over it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, which is so nice
Yeah.
to have that feeling, it really is. And I really like, like I said, even from the beginning to now, and I'm still progressing. I'm still learning, but the habits are just so true. Once you really start doing them over and over again, it just becomes like second nature. It literally is like a no-brainer, to throw some
Yeah.
spinach in with your eggs, or and do all that, and still like sometimes, like I told you too, my husband loves to drink beer,
Yeah.
and he travels, so he's gone a lot of times, and then he comes home and he's like, let's drink beer, and I've even had a few with him. I've tracked it.
Yeah.
And then there's nights I'm like, no, thanks, I'm good. You know?
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
do both.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. So
Huge.
I guess the biggest thing is like you can really live your life on this plan with what you do. You can totally live your life. It's not stopping what you love and enjoy. It's just managing it and working it into what you need to work it into, right?
100%. And
Yeah.
and you had the travel, and then last week, like, you couldn't work out for a week,
Yeah.
and you still, made that progress because you're able to. What do you think helped you keep making the progress, even with like those challenges of having some time where you weren't at home, you didn't have a total control over your food, you couldn't work out for a week? You were still walking and
Yeah.
active, but
Yeah. For me, I didn't want to get out of, I keep saying habit, but to be honest with
yeah,
you, working out 6 days a week for me is not easy. It's not something that I'm like, woohoo, I'm gonna work out. It's like, okay, mentally, because not to be anyway. Your workouts are amazing, but they are workouts. You
yeah.
know,
And I should clarify, like, I don't have my clients like, you don't have to work out 6 days a week. I always start
right?
people with 4 workouts a week, but
Yeah.
then there is the option to build upon it,
Yes. Yes.
because you
This
feel
is
good
true.
afterwards, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. And I just like, especially like, for me, again, as something that you talk about as well, is that mindset. And I think that that's the biggest thing, because you have to, once you set your mind to something and you're going to do it, you have to continue it. And I've also had days where I've talked to you and I'm like, okay, like I've just got off the scale, right? And it's gone down a pound and I'm feeling good. And then I look in the mirror and it's that self-sabotage, right? And I'm like, God, but I'm still fat, and it's like really that's a lot of it for me. It's changing my mindset and really focusing on staying on track, because I know it's real easy once you start skipping stuff, right? You start skipping a workout here. Okay, well, I'm on vacation, so I'm not going to do it this week. Or, I have this going on, so I'm not going to do this week. Then next week, there's more excuses. And then next week, there's more excuses. So I knew that if I didn't stick with it and do what I needed to do, that it was going to be a lot harder to start getting back on track once that vacation per se was over,
Yeah.
and all that. So it's just, I put it in my mind that this is what's going to happen today. And I think like I heard some of our other group members talking about, not being able to work out in the morning and hoping they could work out in the afternoon. And I just want to say, this whole 12 weeks, I made it to one morning class, because my work hours, I work very early
Yeah.
in the morning and I can't do lives in the morning because of it. But I don't go to bed until my workout's done. And sometimes that's 8, 9 o'clock at night. But it's that mindset and that persistence that this is what I have to do. I'm exhausted, but my body needs this. So that's just been, for me personally, what I've had to do for myself is stay on track.
Yeah. And it's making that choice and that commitment. Like, if you are hearing this, drop committed down in the comments, because it takes a certain level of committed to stick with it. Like, if we weren't working together and you were going it alone, do you think you would have stayed with it for the 12
No,
weeks?
no. And that's been my pattern all along, and something I haven't told you, and I'll just really quickly say this is my entire life up until I hit 35, I was a stick. I've been thin my entire life. I'm 43 now. At 35, like what changed my life? I mean, I always thought, oh, hormones or this or that. But another thing that happened is I've always had a job where I've been on my feet, and I got a desk job when I turned 35. And so with that, and then eating still the way that I was eating before, right? Because when I said I love food, I mean, I could go to In-N-Out Burger twice a day and not gain a pound. Now I look at In-N-Out Burger and I gained 5 pounds. So, I mean, for me, it was just always so frustrating that I would give up. Like if it didn't work in a month, I was like, screw this. Sorry for saying that, but
no,
I'm done. This doesn't work. It doesn't work. And so I would have stopped, whatever it is I was doing. And to be honest, I may have tried a couple more things that didn't work and stopped and not had, any progress by now.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just like starting a business and running a business is hard. And you are the type of client that like, when I see your progress and stuff, like, I feel like crying. It just makes me feel.
You're making me cry.
Sorry guys, I didn't mean to make it this Facebook Live emotional, but it just makes me feel like I am living my purpose. And it just like, just seeing your progress has been inspiring. And I think at one point I like reached out and I said, or maybe it was just in the coaching documents, like you watch something about keep going or something, or don't quit. And you're like, oh, I normally would have quit like weeks ago.
Yeah, I've
already passed the point where I usually quit. So we're good.
I think it was in our meeting. I think we had a one-on-one and I had said that. Yeah, because you were so cute and you were like that. I'm like, oh no, we're good, because I would have quit already by now. Yeah, big time. I mean, I tell you all the time, and I'm not just saying this, like, honest to God, like I think I tell you all the time, and you have touched my life and you are so incredible.
I have such an ugly cry face.
It's so true. I mean, I think I told you the other day too, I love you so much. Like just your inspiration and your support, and you're there, and I know you're there if I need you. I try not to bug you, but I mean, I know that you're there, and I know you're such an inspiration for women. And it's funny because my grandson asked me before I came on here, I told him, I said, don't bug me because I'm going to be on live. And he said, is she famous? And I said, kinda. And I said, he goes, is she really famous? I go, she's going to be. She's going to be really famous. And you are, because you're just incredible. And you're just, you're going to touch so many people. And
Thanks,
I mean, I'm still working with you. We still have work to do.
I know. I wanted to bring you on because one, and I hope you'll join me like 6 months from now, because you're in the mastery program right now, and share where you like, we so often, we overestimate what we can accomplish in a month, right? We overestimate what we can do in 30 days, but we don't think about how much we can do in 6 months and how big of a change we can create for ourselves in the long run. So usually I do bring people into my group lives who are sort of like, they've met their goal, they're there. But I feel like seeing someone who's in the middle of it, you've made progress. I'm not discounting, you've made so much progress, but you're still working towards it. And
it's so nice not to have my gut poking out anymore. I mean,